All right, so let's get a bit of a sense of how the market street is opening up today, opening all doors after yesterday's public holiday for President Buhari swearing in an inauguration for the next 4 years in office. Let's check in first with the debt market, where Chukwuma Egbuche, who is a fixed income dealer at FSDH Merchant Bank, is joining us via Skype from downtown Lagos. Thank you very much, Chukwuma. Let's have your... This is the morning after, so how's the market starting off this morning? What's the sense that everyone is getting with the president's inauguration done and dusted? Now we're getting the markets and business doors open.
Hi, Boston. Good morning. Good to have you back on the show again. So yesterday, as we all know, yesterday was the inauguration, and from the way things will play out, we see that there's been no change in the government. So we expect no major change in policies as well going forward. So we see a stable market as time goes on.
Yes. We've seen the central bank trying to slow down on open market operations. Do you think we're now hitting a yield curve that is inverting slowly, moving forward, as the government, through the central bank, wants the government to borrow less, and you banks do a little bit less in the treasury space?
Like you pointed out, the market itself, we're doing our possible best in helping the government to, consolidate on savings, or rather reduce their interest expense. Interest expense relates to in comparison to the budget. So yes, they have come out to say they would reduce OMO issuances, and thereby making banks to hit the secondary market. So most likely we would see market players cherry pick on most of the short end securities on the bonds due to the yields we see there, which are a lot much better than what you can find on the treasury bills market.
What's your outlook for today with the matured treasuries expected to be paid back?
My outlook for today is we have the upcoming treasury auction, the primary auction. About 67 billion is what is being, or what is going to be offered today across 310 of 91 days, 182 and 365. So is there an expectation that rates will see a further reduction in rates? Yes, possibly. So we'll look forward to that.
Okay, let's see how things go for the rest of the week. Of course, we have just about 2 days left. And then we're wrapping up the month of May. Thank you so much, Chukwuma Egbuche, fixed income dealer from FSDH Merchant Bank via Skype from downtown Lagos. Thank you so much for coming through. Okay, so we just got the news in this morning. Access Bank informing the stock exchange of plans to pay back early $400 million in 5-year Eurobond, which was floated in 2014. Access Bank says this money will be paid back with all the accrued interest on June the 24th, thus keeping the market in the know, paying early. Access Bank is joining the list of other Nigerian commercial banks paying back on their Eurobonds. Zenith Bank made a similar announcement a few months ago, $500 million. Access Bank, of course, promised earlier should also repay Diamond Bank's Eurobond before the end of the year. All of that are part of the market news today, as we see 0.20% uptick in the stock exchange composite index this morning within the first hour of trading. 10:50 a.m. here in Lagos. Temple Ashaju, our business correspondent, wrap up the show for us. Temple, this is opening the doors. Are the stock traders talking about yesterday's inauguration, or they're just interested in chasing MTN and other stocks?
Exactly, Bosun. I mean, MTN is helping to push up the indices as well, just as we've seen UBA as well as Nestle PLC, all of those companies now increasing in terms of their performance. We're seeing share price appreciation across these major names in the market. MTN is up some 2.15%, UBA has done some 42 million units of its shares, knowing well that the numbers of this company was actually low. I mean, as at the last trading session we had on Tuesday, we see a little bit of a profit taking right now, because if you look at the indices again, you actually announced some 0.2% increase earlier. Earlier, it was actually up to 0.32%, but since that some investors are taking profits on the likes of Zenith Bank and WAPCO, these are two key companies that on Tuesday, before the market went on break, were really, really high in numbers. So right about now that the market is open, we've seen some 12 million units plus of Zenith Bank shares, sold down, because that's some room that has created room for some investors to possibly take profit. This is a stock that actually ended up, and some investors actually really keyed into it when it was trading at 20 naira. So right now that it's made more than 20 naira, it's an opportunity rather for some investors to take their profit, and we're going to see a little bit of that kind of sentiment more today eventually.
Yes, because Temple will have 48 hours to the end of the month, so whether we like it or not, everyone will look at some profit taking, perhaps put their books in order again. So this is likely, you think this is part of the usual month-end adjustments, portfolio adjustments?
Exactly, some kind of portfolio adjustments or rebalancing, if you like. That's what we'll be saying 48 hours to the close of business, the month of May, as you said. And then again, we will see investors also putting up some kind of wait-and-see approach on the cabinet members of President Muhammadu Buhari, that everyone is really waiting to see how that will pan out, who and who will make that list eventually. Those are kind of news that investors now will be watching out for. But these investors, this crop of investors are investors that had put down money way before now when the market was really low, until we saw the kind of surge that we had on Tuesday. That's why we will see this level of profit taking that will play out between today and tomorrow. Of course, till we see some kind of major push from the federal government or the presidency, that of President Muhammadu Buhari eventually boasting.
Yes, so this news earlier today, I think this is one good news for the market in terms of confidence. Access Bank says it's repaying $400 million dollars earlier than scheduled. This was a bond issued 2014, maturing year 2021. But Access Bank says, sorry, thank you very much, you international investors, we're paying back this money with all your interest about 2 years ahead of time.
Exactly. And it was issued at 9.25% in 2014, as you referenced. Now it is going to be paid back on June 24th. This is really positive for Access Bank. It is going to help investors to be more bullish on Access Bank, and of course to be more bullish on the banking stocks, because it actually speaks to confidence in that sector. So we'll wait to see how that will impact on the share price of Access Bank today, which has been hovering around 6 to 7 naira for some time. I know that some investors have actually been putting money on the shares of Access Bank in recent times, been making some good millions off that particular company. And these kind of news will also continue to push up the indices. It's a kind of in the same category of level with UBA. So as some traders have actually said, they watch the two numbers, which is why you see UBA, rising this morning. And of course, Access Bank is not doing badly as we speak at the moment. I can't recall the particular figure that we've seen it trading at, but news like this, kind of drive up the performance of
this is good.
So many companies in the market.
Yes, yes, it does.
Investors will continue to be more bullish on it.
Yeah, thank you. If a creditor is a step forward and say, debtor says, sorry, I'm paying you early, Tempo, I'm sure you're going to be very happy with me, and I got a very warm handshake. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching the program. We'll see you again tomorrow, Friday, the final trading day for the week and for the month. We have big stories coming through in the month of June. Some of these you already know. Perhaps some that you don't. We'll tell you about that tomorrow.